Lastly, in C, absolute mechanics, we finally have self-moving matter and the system of absolutely free motion, the solar system, the first process of nature. It is divided into universal gravitation, Kepler's laws, and the transition to physics. Now, whereas in finite mechanics, we had a conditioned unity of matter and motion, in absolute mechanics, we have an unconditioned or perfect unity of matter and motion. That is, in the former, matter or body moved only because it was acted upon by an external body or force. Whereas in the latter, bodies, i.e. the planets, move without external help. They move themselves around the sun. What is important is to understand why or what is responsible for matter forming and organizing itself into a solar system, a system of several bodies displaying absolutely free motion. The answer, in one word, is universal gravitation, or gravity, which is the true concept of matter. But how is this so? Or what is gravity? Gravity, and hence matter, is nothing but the unity of attraction and repulsion. See Logic, paragraph 241 for more. Ordinary or Newtonian gravity, as exhibited in falling, is just attraction, which as such is not able to account for our solar system and its dynamics. For if gravity were only attraction and not also repulsion, then all the planets would fall into the sun immediately. So gravitation must be or involve both attraction and repulsion. As Hegel says, it is repulsion that keeps the bodies, the planets, apart, independent, and at a distance from each other, while attraction keeps the planets moving around the sun, their absolute center. 3 points in passing. 2, here, as Hegel says, we also have 2 good reasons for understanding why matter ultimately is nothing, or has its sole truth in spirit, its opposite, as well as contradictory. Matter shows it has no true being in that it has its center outside of itself, or it seeks its center, its unity, and does not possess it within itself. In Hegel's words, page 46, quote, "The unity of gravity is only an ought, a longing, the most unhappy nisus to which matter is eternally condemned. For this unity does not come to itself or reach itself. If matter attained what it seeks in gravity, it would melt into a single point." Matter is secondly contradictory in that a planet revolving around the sun, or a body in motion, both is and is not in a given place at a given time. 3, we see here an all-telling distinction between the opposites, matter and spirit. Whereas matter seeks and has its center outside of itself, hence is dependent, spirit has its center within itself, and thus is independent, what Hegel calls being for itself. Section 2 is entitled Kepler's Laws, deducing the bodies of the solar system, as well as proving that Kepler's account is far superior to Newton's. Now, since the solar system, the system of universal gravitation, is the realization of the concept, which is the idea, the bodies of the solar system must reflect the UPI moments of the concept, which, as Hegel notes, has not 3 but 4 moments, since, quote, at Miller, page 79, in nature, particularity exists as a duality and not as a unity, as in spirit. Hence, the 4 bodies of the solar system are the sun, universal, the moon and comet, particular, and the planets, individual. 2 points. First, the sun is the absolute central body, the moon and comets, the dependent centerless bodies, and the planets, the relative central bodies. And this is based on Encyclopedia Logic, paragraph 198, the syllogism. Second, these correlate with 3 kinds of motion. The sun has rotation motion around its axis. This body is related to itself. The moon and comet have rotation around a center without their own rotation motion. These bodies are related to an other. The planet has motion around a center, the sun, along with its own rotation motion around its axis. This body is related both to itself and to another. There is a gem of Hegel which I cannot pass over without mentioning. It's incredible. On page 78 of Miller, Hegel says, speaking of the relation of the moon to the earth, quote, any position A of the moon, the peripheral body, always remains in the straight line joining the sun, the absolute center, and the earth, the relative center. This is actually incredible. Let me just show you exactly what we're talking about. The moon never deviates from the line connecting the sun to the earth. And it's orbiting around, and the earth's orbiting around the sun, etc. I think that's incredible. And to my knowledge, our scientists know nothing about this, which is quite astounding. Now, I will highlight for you again what I offer is the key to understanding the entire contents of Hegel's Science of Nature, namely the concept qua the solar system's 4 elements or moments. First, I will read a passage on page 80 of Miller. Quote, the planet is the syllogism which presents us with the whole. This quadruplicity of the celestial bodies forms the complete system of rational corporeality. This belongs to a solar system and is the developed disjunction of the concept. These 4 display in the skies the moments of the concept outside one another. Here, the concept's differences enjoy a free, separate existence. We shall pursue the solar, planetary, lunar, and cometary natures, note, through all the further stages of nature. The deepening of nature is nothing but the progressive transformation of these 4. Hegel underscores this in paragraph 271, Zusatz, where he says the following, quote, the totality of matter is posited only in the solar system as a whole. What the solar system is as a whole, matter is now to be in detail. In the solar system, the totality of form is the concept of matter in general. But from now on, says Hegel, the whole concept, the solar system, is to be realized in each specific existence, ultimately in life. So bear this in mind in all that follows. In a word, nature is 4 and spirit is 3. Now, a brief word on the transition to physics. As we said, the science of nature advances from matter to qualified matter to living qualified matter. Matter in mechanics is only quantitative. The bodies, the planets, are just masses or point masses, as the laws of general mechanics of attraction, force equals ma, etc., treats them. When the quantitative is exhausted, as it is now, we necessarily move on to the qualitative. Matter begins to manifest itself. In other words, we began with total externality, the outer, which when completed compels us to go in, ultimately in life, to the soul or subject, then over to spirit, where nature transcends itself. As Hegel says at paragraph 274 Zusatz, we now move logically from being, mechanics, to essence, physics. Hence, in essence, physics, the 4 moments of the solar system of the concept are identity, difference, opposition, and ground. Thank you. See you tomorrow when we will begin our discussion of physics.